Well, welcome back to the iWealth podcast. Today I'm with Gary Guentzel in our Mankato office, and I got a big question. Like, why you, Gary? Why me? Like, why us? Why would somebody bring their retirement plan and invest it with you? You know?
Well, we're a lot of fun, but besides that,
I'm not going to say good looks for me anymore.
No, me too. No, I'd say the biggest thing is we look at the whole picture, first of all, with clients. Before we make recommendations, we know more about them than anybody else. We know their dog's name typically. We know their hobbies. We know a lot about their kids, grandkids. So we get to know what their goals and objectives are.
What kind of documents do you ask them to bring in?
Well, if you set up an appointment, we send them a list of what to bring, and typically it's their will, if they have one, or power of attorney, healthcare directive, information on all their investments, long-term care, life insurance, tax returns, cookies, oatmeal raisin.
Secret recipe for Thanksgiving dinner.
So we have them bring all that stuff, and we give them a map on how to find us, and we meet for, say, an hour and a half at no cost or obligation, and get to know them to see if it's a fit, and then we interrogate them and answer their questions, and so that's what we do the first meeting.
Yeah. Okay? Instead of having the plan put together beforehand, they're 50 years old, they're 60 years old, and they've got $500,000, and the cookie cutter dictionary says this. Mm-hmm. You're shoving that aside, saying let's get to know you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And having that conversation. What about take me down the road? Have you had family meetings before, and what's that like? Like, I mean,
well,
I'm assuming you have. But what's it like? I mean, what have you learned? What's important about it?
Well, some people bring their families in. Normally, they would bring in, if it's a business or a farm continuation. I had one this morning where they brought their son in, and sometimes it's a daughter that farms, and we just talk about their future, and so. That's normally how that starts. Sometimes parents will bring their whole family in and say, hey, we want our kids to know exactly what's going on, and answer their questions. And I think that's good in a lot of cases. Sometimes they bring in-laws in. That might not be so good. But what's interesting, too, on those meetings, they not only find out what the parents what's going on, but most of the kids end up become clients because they see how unique we are and what we do, that we look at the whole picture. And, okay?
Yeah. What's been interesting in some of these family meetings that I've noticed over the years is that, let's go back to a farm. Let's say a farmer has one son and two daughters, and the one son's on the farm, to stereotype, working, and the two daughters are off. And the dad and mom say, we're going to give the farm to the son because he's been here working for 30 years, and we're going to give, this life insurance to the daughters. If they don't communicate that to their kids, what I've learned is it's really hard for these kids to get together for Thanksgiving dinner after dad and mom are gone. And so I always encourage my clients, like, sit around the table in a family meeting, and if he's going to be the ass, then that's what he is. But at least it's coming from dad himself, and not the brother just getting the farm, and now the sisters are jealous that he got the farm. Correct. Like, if dad is saying this is what it needs to be, I just think that that's a better way to handle things with, like, a family meeting, if it's going to go that way. It's not always that way.
Well, and I agree with you. But I heard a story one time from a guy, and I never forget the story. He said that if you got 6 kids, the parents have to decide what they're making for Thanksgiving. Because if you call all 6 kids and say, what do you want for Thanksgiving or Christmas, you're going to get 6 different answers, but you still have to make the decision on what you're serving. And that's the same thing with your estate plan. It's important to involve your family, but the parents still need to make the ultimate decisions on what they want to do.
Yeah, I love that analogy. That's a really good analogy. You going to take credit for that, or someone else told you?
Somebody else, but I'll take credit. Had no charge.
Oh, that's great. Well, thank you for sharing some insight, Gary, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you need anything, let us know, and have a great day.